welcome to NIMASA this week. I am Frank Ido. Well, Christmas is around the corner, so let us be the first on behalf of the NIMASA management to say a happy Christmas to you and a prosperous new year. Now, we must move into the year 2020 with a view to eschewing corrupt practices in our daily lives. And that's going to be our starting point for this week. NIMASA, other agencies in the maritime sector, teamed up with the EFCC to do a walk against corruption and to commemorate Anti-Corruption Day. Well, it was a wonderful affair. We have bits from that for you. And also, Worcester celebrated their annual celebration, and we went there to cover that wonderful event. And the women in Maritime are doing very well, and we have excerpts from that great event right here for you on the program. So, with Yuletide in the air, we say, sit back, relax, enjoy NIMASA this week. Is a wonderful package this week. All right, let us start with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Don't panic. The 9th of December is commemorated worldwide as Anti-Corruption Day. So Nigeria and other corruption agencies worldwide commemorate the day somehow. Well, in Nigeria, it was done in a special way. Government agencies from the maritime industry teamed up with EFCC, and together they staged what we called an anti-corruption walk to kick against the ills associated with corrupt practices in our daily lives, in the country, in government. Well, it was an affair to behold, and we were there to cover it.
NIMASA says zero tolerance for corruption. We are going to do. The NIMASA is working with the EFCC to say zero tolerance for corruption. United against corruption.
We are patrons working against corruption in the name of awareness. Shall come.
President Muhammadu Buhari has made it clear that for Nigeria to survive, Nigerians must resolve to kill corruption. This message resonated all day when the management of NIMASA, the NPA, and Nigerian Shippers Council joined representatives of civil society and other stakeholders to lend a voice to support the campaign of the EFCC to eradicate corruption from Nigeria. From Abuja, where the acting chairman of the commission and the DG NIMASA, amongst other dignitaries, walked the walk against corruption, to Lagos, where the managing director of the NPA led other stakeholders to do the 8-kilometer walk, the message was the same.
It discourages investment in our country, and without investment you cannot grow. It is investment that creates jobs. It is investment that creates wealth. It is investment that creates opportunity for our people. It is investment that enhances the quality of living of the people. Now, of course, in an atmosphere for an environment renewal like corruption, commerce cannot thrive. Commerce is another catalyst for growth and development, or if growth can mean development, for growth. And so, if commerce do not thrive, the people suffer.
We are all here to fight corruption. We can't do it alone. Anywhere you are an ambassador, you are a crusader. To make Nigeria great again, we must fight corruption.
We are all gathered here in unity to say zero tolerance to corruption. Zero tolerance to corruption. The struggle has just begun. It's not only a battle meant for EFCC. We must all support the cause of what EFCC is doing.
The banners read inscriptions such as United Against Corruption, Zero Tolerance to Corruption, NIMASA supports zero tolerance to corruption, and many others. It was the same message of Nigerians being urged to kick out corruption. The team walked over 8 kilometers, lasting over 2 hours non-stop.
FCC, the Nigerian Port Authority, the Shippers Council, the NIMASA, the Coffers, the Sarah Air Woman, the Kasata Nigeria. Mumpito, Karpira Karpe, Muhanya Hanu, Dominia Kapawana to Target Amu, Takoramsho.
Just when you thought the team was tiring, they soldiered on, demonstrating that the fight against corruption requires resilience. And at the end of the walk, all spoke with unity of purpose that the Nigerian maritime sector is a work in progress and deserves all hands on deck to achieve the desired goal.
With a rare assemblage of stakeholders present here today, it is essential that I emphasize our commitment to the fight against corruption and further call on you all to continue to support us as we forge ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that today's event was born out of the United Nations Convention of 2003, setting aside a day annually to raise a global concern and awareness against the ills of corruption.
I'm here as a representative of the maritime industry. We believe that there's a need for us to entrench transparency and accountability across the board in all our operations. In so doing, we believe our synergy with Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is important. We have laid our operations open to them. We believe that there's a need to entrench across the board within our operations what is required to strengthen integrity and accountability.
The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, was represented in the Lagos walk by the agency's Director of Internal Audit, Mr. Victor Omuzulike.
We are very happy to be associated with what is happening today. We know that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a footstep. What we have done today is the first step towards eradicating corruption. NIMASA and all the departments in NIMASA, we are suddenly behind the EFCC. On our own part, on individuals, the best way we can fight corruption is to do the right thing. In that your small office, in that your small responsibility that you are given, if you do the right thing, you have already started fighting corruption.
We are delighted, we in NIMASA, we are delighted to be here collaborating with EFCC and other maritime stakeholders to fight against corruption, to stand against corruption, to say no to corruption, to say yes to prosperity, to say yes to stronger democracy, and to say yes to better living conditions of our people, Nigeria.
10 billion on flossing. Too much money can be nothing. So turn down the volume of your radio. The money when we don't see the audio.
The idea is to create awareness, to let Nigerians know that corruption is dangerous to the system, dangerous to our economy, is dangerous to the society. We need to join hands together and join the EFCC to fight against corruption.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA. Changing the tides in your favor.
Balancing the gender gap in maritime participation. That was the theme of the WISTA Business Luncheon of 2019. WISTA actually is Women in Shipping and Trading Association. And the delegates came from all over the world to participate in the Nigerian luncheon. As a matter of fact, the president of WISTA Ghana was also there. It was a glamorous affair with all the beautiful women conglomerating together to make sure that they forge their objectives in terms of women participation in the maritime industry. The DG NIMASA was also there to reiterate the desire for more women to be actively involved in the maritime sector, not only in Nigeria, but the world over.
It was a coming together of the Nigerian maritime industry, from players to legal practitioners to industry regulators, advocacy groups, and select individuals who have distinguished themselves in the maritime sector. The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Takuku Peterside, who was represented by the agency's Director of Administration and Human Resources, Hajia Jumai Musa, noted that women had been playing a significant role in the maritime sector, but more is still needed.
It is indeed in forums such as this that ideas and experiences are exchanged in order to make decisions that will ultimately promote gender participation in the maritime industry. Women truly are underrepresented, not only in the maritime industry, but everywhere else. Despite overwhelming evidence, like giving equal opportunities, women excel in male-dominated professions. You can see that in my organization, NIMASA.
In her opening remarks, President of WISTA Nigeria, Mrs. Mary Hammond, expressed satisfaction with the association's initiative of empowering women fishing groups at the grassroots level, adding that the association also strategized to create awareness and encourage young people, particularly the girls, on the opportunities available in the maritime industry.
We have the youth to educate them to know what is there for them in the maritime industry. We shouldn't just be here and enjoy the occasion or the positions we are occupying right now without thinking about the future. So this is assignment for everybody that is seated here to send out the gospel of the maritime industry, because it's a big industry. We are here to thank the United Nations for making this year the gender year. They celebrated the women, and from January to December they have celebrated the women. They made sure the women are in the limelight. We are no longer afraid, because the men said, let's come out, let's bring it on, and we are bringing it on. We have it.
The chairman of the occasion, Engineer Greg Ogbeifun, and other speakers commended WISTA for its efforts at creating awareness about the role of women in the maritime sector.
I want to thank WISTA for the work we've been doing over the years to keep the flag of WISTA flying, not only within the country but also internationally. I am always encouraged when I read what you are doing, not only for the maritime industry, but even corporate social responsibility activities that you are having all over the country. The recent one being the empowerment of some women in Anambra State with some fishing boats. Those women that you empowered to be able to begin to make a living for themselves. Some of those children that will be affected, you never know. One of them may one day be the president of WISTA. You sow the seed and you deserve to reap.
When you put a woman in a position, she's like a bull in a china shop. Any obstruction, she will clear, just so she reaches her goal. And trust us, we are the drivers of the industry now. And as time goes on, give us another 5 years, and I think women will be the ones controlling every single place. Take the men along, we need them, but we will be in control.
There is no doubt that women, because they will make the world go round, must be given their pride of place in the maritime sector. However, the challenge to WISTA is that this can only be achieved by being deliberate and strategic in target setting and planning. I believe that WISTA is certainly on the right track, and together, these goals will be achieved eventually.
Our task is to promote the younger ladies. We have been there. We have seen it. We thank God for the opportunities He's given us. So our task now, any opportunity we have, is to recognize, acknowledge, and encourage the younger women, so that when we can no longer sit on the front seat, we will make sure that women are still sitting on the front seat.
WISTA was formed in 1974 at a coffee shop in London to advance the cause of women in the maritime industry and Nigeria, and the group since inception has been actively involved in championing and promoting women participation in the maritime sector.
Ceuta should not be like any organization embellished in leadership crisis or embellished in rivalry with other organizations. No, your own role is cut out for you. And what I would advise is concentrate on making things better. You know, as you said now, you have a kind of volunteers. So this is the practical aspect. We have been talking too much English, and I think there's time to. So these distortions, there are distortions in the transport system. You know, there are massive distortions which eat up the economy. And so we have to, a country that says it wants to diversify its economy. What of the export? Kaduna Dry Port has no inspection agency now. Even all the export of ginger, it has to go to Lagos. So that's what Ceuta will have to come now. Take what Shippers Council has been fighting and make it its own battle. I'm sure they are going to do okay.
Well, that was the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Barrister Hassan Bello, speaking to members of the press at the just concluded Ceuta annual general meeting that took place in Abuja. Now from Abuja, let's go to Lagos. It's the land of aquatic splendor. I mean, the aquatic life, the marine life there is wonderful, bountiful, and boundless. But there is a problem, and that is the dumping of refuse in the waterfront. Plastics and other garbage impede aquatic life and also prevent us from harnessing the full potential, marine potential of the Lagos State Waterways. It's a good thing that the Lagos State government is working in conjunction with NIMASA to harness the potential. But we must join hands to make sure that the waterways are clear and good for marine transport. And that we can start by not dumping refuse into the waterways.
The Lagos State Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, in collaboration with NIMASA and other stakeholders from both public and private, organized a waterfront cleanup exercise at the Lagos State Government Ferry Jetty, Mile 2, Amuwo Odofin, under the theme, Cleaner Waterfront, Our Pride. Other maritime agencies of government who participated included the Nigerian Ports Authority and the Lagos State Waste Management Agency, LOMA, amongst others. It's clear Lagos State has keyed into the partnership with federal agencies to harness the maritime potential of the state.
We tell us that we have a lot of work to do. To say, because if this thing is here, we cannot say we can see the other, we cannot say we have good environment. We cannot be speaking environment because our Lagos must speak environment, talk environment, speak environment, and feel the environment. So I want to thank all of you, the scholars that have put so many things on the table here. You have put them in our pockets, and we go back to the Ministry of Environment to do the work. I have a lot of words to do the work. We will not give up.
We need to address the menace of marine debris, plastic and microplastic. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, through the instrumentality of regulations, protocols and conventions, came up with regulation on prevention of pollution by travel from ships as contained in Annex 5 to the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships.
On his part, the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, who was represented by the Assistant Director, Marine Environment Management Department, Mr. Madueke Hyson, welcomed the collaborative nature of the initiative while encouraging the Lagos State government to maintain its efforts at educating the population on the need to maintain clean marine environments.
Implementing the IMO conventions, particularly the MAPO, where we have
annexes of MAPO that concern this littering, Annex 1, oil coming from ship. We ensure that those things doesn't pollute them. This type of collaboration we are seeing today is what the NIMASA have been longing to have with other agencies.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA, changing the tides in your favor.
All right, so we've come to the end of NIMASA this week for today. Thank you enormously for watching. I know you're involved in the Christmas hustle and bustle and the preparation for the new year, and you still made out time to spend and see what is going on in the maritime industry via this program. We thank you very much. Well, more things are coming up next month. On the 18th of January, to be exact, we have the Industry Awards dinner. That is going to be an industry affair for the maritime industry when stakeholders and players in the maritime industry will come together to see who will be awarded for the fiscal year of 2019. It's going to be a wonderful affair. Performances, awards, networking, and of course we are going to take a look into the future to see what 2020 holds for the maritime industry in Nigeria. It's not an affair to miss. And of course, last year was great. This year, we will be there also to tell you about it. All right, thank you for watching. Let us wish you a wonderful Christmas and a prosperous new year. 2020 is gonna be the best year, not only for you and me, but also for the Nigerian maritime industry and the Nigerian economy at large. My name is Frank Edowa. On behalf of NIMASA This Week crew, I thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Have a nice time.
This one that Julie and roll.
Come on, sing tonight, come on.
Original bungalow baba. Say now, I'm shocked up. Love me, JJ, love me tender.
Here we go.
If you tell me, they make a bellow. I don't go waste time, but to do like so. Me body, me joke, me body.
Here we go, one time.
This love, no be job and go. Because of the way I get to move on.
This is a way of showing that, okay, we love you. We want to tell you that we are taking care of you.